How do y'all work with the DPS?
Well, we work very closely with the DPS because it is the state law enforcement agency as far as patrolling the highways. Once you get outside the city limits, if you have an accident or traffic control or traffic tickets or whatever, that's the responsibility of the Department of Public Safety. It's an extremely professional organization. We work very closely with them, and they have been of immeasurable help to us on a number of occasions.
Thanks a lot for your help, sir.
Okay,
appreciate it.
Enjoyed it.
Thanks for all the time.
You bet.
See, he makes it sound so good.
I don't know. I know that
you should have heard what he just said. He said, frankly, the tickets are coming on the poll.
No, his opinion.
His opinion.
What I was saying was there have been some projects where they've actually tested. Nobody's ever gotten a ticket from it. They've just tested it to see if it works.
Here in Texas?
Yes, in Texas. Here in Austin, at railroad crossings.
Well, I mean, they're actually giving tickets out for, what, 5-6 years in California?
Yeah, but we haven't done any of that, and it's purely, it's something that a law enforcement agency would have to do. And it's something that right now, I don't know if it's going to come to fruition, whether there's any interest in it. It's just one of those things.
You said it's probably coming, is your opinion.
No, I think that as far as that goes, it's here because we've already tested like at railroad crossings. But if we can use a device like that to keep people from running around crossing arms at a railroad crossing and save the life of some kid that's in a car seat doesn't have any choice about
I understand.
that, I'm all for that.
Save the kids, the children. For the children, like Clinton and Buddy the dog. No, seriously. Now, see, yeah, now, they're already in Kansas and other states. You go through, and the toll is almost nothing if you have the transponder in your car.
Right.
K-tag and all the rest of this garbage. And the problem is the lady at the toll booth was like, I love K-tag. I'm like, yeah, you'll love it when everybody has it, and your job's gone, lady. And at the same point, we see more and more of these smart highways and poll systems. And it seems to me like in the future, well, it's not just the future, the April 27th issue of Time, The Future of Money, you can probably find one in there. Read on page 44. It talks about the best part, quote, the best part is the chip under your daughter's skin in the near future. You won't have to buy the drinks for her at the bar. Now, that's on page 44. That's the type of mental illness that's in our mainstream media. And I challenge you to go read that. And then they talk about tollways and transponders and one card for everything and chips under the skin and how wonderful it is and the best part for your daughter is, blah, blah, blah. Of course, it's always for the children. And you sit there and you read that, and then you realize, wait a minute, if the IRS doesn't like me now, and they're a bunch of criminals, that's been proven, out of control, if they don't like me now, they can come take my house or whatever, but I can still mow yards or be in the black market economy selling shoes on the street or whatever. Well, what if they, in 10 years, have implemented this smart card and smart highways? You won't be able to get in your car, drive down the road. Your car will just turn off if you're not a good citizen or a good slave.
Well, that would take a great deal of technology that hadn't been invented yet to turn your car off. All the technology does now is it uses what in effect is a high-tech metal detector to read the speed of the car as it goes over.
Well,
now that's the K-tag. I'm talking about the sensor in the road that measures the speed.
Well, it's all these integrated systems, and you know, technology's doubling every 4.5 years now at this current rate. And the point I'm making is they do have systems, and it's been on Discovery Channel, microwaves that are harmful to people, other things. If they aim at your car for an instant, the engine will instantly stop. And they're already making new cars that have more and more transponders and things inside of them. I mean, again, this is not a conspiracy. If you go and read that sickening article in Time Magazine, The Future of Money, it is a 6-page propaganda article, so we'll accept a technocracy. That's all I'm saying.
I understand.
Well, we preached at you. I appreciate it.
Okay, no problem. Thanks.
We're a bunch of conspiracy theory maniacs.
No problem at all.
Mr. Hurt was honest in the respect that, hey, I'm here with the Texas Department of Transportation. Transportation is our job. Yes, we work with law enforcement. What they do is what they do with this system. And yes, they are practicing and training and doing tests here in Texas to give tickets with cameras, and it's being done in other states. But earlier in the interview, he was giving us the Department of Transportation here in Texas party line. And then later off camera began to actually speak personally. And then, of course, here on Exposing Corruption and the Freedom Report, we went ahead and prodded him some more and got some of the information. And you heard it from him himself. If we're going to have cameras, they need to be for emergencies and for roadway construction and to reroute traffic. They do not need to be for a technocracy. This is growing up all around us on every single front. So again, thanks to Mr. Hurt from the Texas Department of Transportation for being more honest than most bureaucrats. I think the guy may actually have a soul. Usually bureaucrats just sit around and lie. But again, this is the choice you have. If we're going to have these cameras, we need strict laws against it being used to give people tickets or as a police state.
No, I know that
you should have heard what he just said. He said, frankly, the tickets are coming on the poll.
No, his opinion.
His opinion.
What I was saying was there have been some projects where they've actually tested. Nobody's ever gotten a ticket from it. They've just tested it to see if it works.
Here in Texas?
Yes, in Texas. Here in Austin, at railroad crossings.
Well, I mean, they're actually giving tickets out for what, 5-6 years in California?
Yeah, but we haven't done any of that, and it's purely it's something that a law enforcement agency would have to do, and it's something that right now I don't know if it's going to come to fruition, whether there's any interest in it. It's just one of those things.
You said it's probably coming, is your opinion.
No, I think that as far as that goes, it's here because we've already tested like at railroad crossings. But if we can use a device like that to keep people from running around crossing arms at a railroad crossing and save the life of some kid that's in a car seat doesn't have any choice about
I understand.
that, I'm all for that.
Save the kids, the children.
The life of some kid that's in a save the life of some kid that's in a save the life of some kid that's in some kid that's in some kid that's in a car. All for that.
Save the kids, the children. Well, I kind of belabored it there, but I just want to make the point. And as soon as we turn the camera off, he starts going, well, they're going to give tickets. And then we turn the camera back on. Well, I did say kind of, maybe.
Well, that's the way it always is. He does have a job to protect, so to speak.
What was your point about that?
I mean, it does for me to call someone of his stature.
That's just some audio.
Okay.
You know, telling.
One of the points I wanted to make was I've seen one of the tests that he's talking about, and I don't know if it works off a radar gun system or whatever, but near Lake Travis right now, there's a certain road, I can't remember the name of it.
Capital Texas Highway.
No, actually, I think it's when you go down.
Well, they put them on the Capital Texas Highway.
Okay, but it's a big sign, and if you're driving,
trailer.
and it tells you, it tells you how fast you're going, and I think that's the idea, is testing it, and also, too, just to get people to slow down when they see how fast they're going. But I'm sure that's part of the test that he was talking about. So I've seen this.
Well, what are we going to do to stop this?
I think it takes, number one, just spreading the information, letting people know that, you know, I say this again and again on all kinds of shows. You don't have to buy into conspiracy one little bit to not see how damaging many of these things can be. All it takes is a little bit of common sense and not much extrapolation to understand that this is something that can easily be abused and misused to the detriment of Americans everywhere. It's just like putting uniformed officers in high schools, like I talked about earlier. You don't have to believe that that's some part of some UN conspiracy or Illuminati or global elitist. All you have to understand is use some common sense. If kids get used to having cops around everywhere they go, they come to your house if you're absent from school, they're in your school if you go to school, they're going to grow up and be adults, they're going to get used to seeing cops everywhere. So when sheriffs stand up or DPS guys and say, hey, we need a cop in every house or some ridiculous thing like that, they're just going to buy right into it. They'll be used to it. Incrementally, they're getting used to having things like this around. Whether it's done on purpose or not, whether you believe in the motives of it or not, it doesn't matter. The mechanisms are there for people to institute whatever type of tyranny they want.